don't have to love everything she does to love her. Okay, this is tough for you, right?
Yes.
Because, I mean, it is a twin, but you think this twin bond thing's way overplayed.
I feel it's overplayed. I mean, there's something about it that I'm probably never going to understand.
Well, I'm married to a twin. My son's married to a triplet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so I can tell you there's something to this twin bond thing. But yours has violated that bond, right?
I think so.
And, well, you think so.
I know so.
She's on heroin.
Yes.
But you were on heroin with her, correct?
That's correct.
Then you got clean.
I did. I got clean in September of 2014.
Okay, so that's 3.5 years. That's 3.5 years ago. What did she do at that point?
She continued to use.
Now,
She escalated.
she stepped it up.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, you feel right now that you're in a crossfire
Yep.
between Chad and your sister.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
He's in my year, you know, you need to cut her out. You need to move on with your life and, you know, with our family. I just can't seem to let go.
It's a daily phone call that I dread to even hear the phone ring. As soon as she answers the phone, she won't even talk to Brittany in the same room as me anymore because I hear Brittany's voice and all I hear is, you know, help me, help me, help me. Or she's constantly badgering her to do things that Mackenzie shouldn't have to do.
Does she ask you for money?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you give it to her?
No.
No. I am guilty of, like, giving her cigarettes and paying for treatment and giving her rides places. And, you know, if she needs new shoes, I've bought her new shoes, you know, stuff like that.
So you do help support her.
I do.
She plays mom to her.
Let's talk about her background. And this is according to the family. Age 13 to 15, it was 17 pain pills and then 19 and while pregnant.
Yes, she was using while she was pregnant.
And then at 7 months, she leaves the baby with her ex.
Yeah, she left the baby with her ex and my mother.
Okay. All right. Age 21, she is an escort for drug money. An overdose, charged with internal possession. Age 22, CPS is involved 3 times. She thinks her mother called, thinks somebody in the family called, thinks her mother called. We'll ask her about that when she comes out here. But your mom takes custody of the child at that point.
She had temporary custody at that point.
Okay.
So not
Where was the baby?
with my mom.
Okay. Age 23, she's homeless. She's diagnosed with Hep C. Age 24, while pregnant again, and have an abortion at that point.
Yes, she did.
Okay. Now, through all of this, there's not been anything that has moved her to stop using drugs.
She attempted it once when she OD'd in 2015 and was successful for just a little bit, and then went back as soon as she completed her drug court.
Okay. Drug court.
Yes.
Right. Now, you say she's attempted it once. Hasn't she been to rehab 8 or 9 times?
Oh, yeah. When I say attempted it once, I mean she was successful for more than just 3 or 4 days.
But
Yeah.
when she says successful too, it's, you know, so she stopped shooting, but she's still smoking crack, she's still drinking, she's still smoking, she's smoking. I mean, she's substituting, you know, the heroin with 4 other drugs.
She's addicted, right? And do you know how much she's using? How often she takes a hit?
My guess is 3-4 times a day.
Do you know how much she brought with her to LA?
A decent amount. 20 bags maybe, pre-made up.
Okay, so she brought
She brought a lot.
10, 20 bags
Yeah, enough to get her, you know.
through.
Yeah.
Okay, so when she comes to your wedding, then she's going to be in a hotel there. Okay, so we're leading up to the wedding. It's 2 or 3 hours. You're going to have a party the night before. You're going to have a rehearsal dinner.
Rehearsal dinner, yes.
So she's going to have to shoot up before she comes to the rehearsal dinner, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then what time of day are you going to get married?
2 p.m.
Okay, so she's going to have to be in her room shooting up before you get married.
Yep. I just don't want the responsibility anymore.
So you don't know how she's going to act with other guests.
Like a fool.
Well, we don't know. I mean, Brittany says that Chad needs to stop being so judgmental and let her be there when her sister walks down the aisle. She says he is to blame for all of this. Chad is the bad guy. He is in her sister's ear. He is to blame for all this. If he will just shut up and back off, there won't be any problems. We'll meet her after the break. Well, Chad and Mackenzie are set to tie the knot in September. Now, Chad admits that what should be the happiest day of their lives is really being overshadowed by his future wife's twin sister, Brittany, who cares more about getting high than them getting hitched. Brittany says she knows it's Chad who's behind the decision to keep her as far away from the wedding as possible because her sister would never say, don't come.
My sister's fiance, Chad, is the one to blame for putting the idea of me not being a part of the wedding into my sister's head. I know my sister, and there's no way she would ever say I couldn't be there on one of the biggest days of her life. When my sister sent out save the dates for her wedding, I didn't even have a house for her to be able to send me one, and that's upsetting. I'm a addict. I started drugs about 2 hours ago just so I wouldn't be sick. I would need drugs to not be sick just to be able to be a part of their wedding. Chad doesn't understand addiction because he's never gone through it himself. Chad can be hurtful, stubborn, rude, and judgmental. I think Chad is trying to drive a wedge between us. I do think Chad wants me out of my sister's life completely. I don't want to cut ties with Mackenzie, and the thought of never talking to her again is devastating. I feel like if I'm not going to be able to be a part of my sister and Chad's wedding, it's going to cause my life to go down an even darker path.
So this is tricky because the twin bond thing is real. That's legitimate. They've said it. They're twins. Dr. Phil is married to a twin. His son is married to triplets. I don't know why Chad is downplaying and invalidating that type of bond and that type of relationship, but it's real and he should acknowledge that it's real. But on the other hand, when he said that he's concerned Brittany might endanger Mackenzie's sobriety, I think that's also very valid because that might be the case. I would be concerned about that as well. It's just a very sad and a very tricky situation because of course Mackenzie doesn't want to let go of her twin sister. It's her twin sister. And I don't think it's appropriate for Chad to just say, oh, she's already dead. That's not helpful. At the same time, what you don't want to happen is Brittany shooting up at the wedding. That's not okay.
Okay, I'm glad you're here because this needs to get resolved now. Anything you want to say about what's been said so far?
I need everybody to realize that I need a reason to be clean. And to kick me out of your lives, what? And then do it for what? I mean, I think we're being a little harsh on everything I've been through and everything I've done. We can't give you a reason to want to live. You have to find that for yourself. I mean, I don't want to die.
What haven't we tried to do for you, though? I mean, she has bent over backwards for you
I
to
know
try
she
to get
has.
this
I know she has.
taken
So
care
what
of.
other support are you looking for from me? I don't know what more I can do for you. I guess to just kick me out of your life is just such a huge thing.
Well, maybe
that-
that'll make you wake up and realize
You know.
that you need to do this.
You're high right now, right?
I'm well.
Yeah. How long since you used?
Before I came here.
Okay, so you've had a lot of opportunities to get clean, right?
I have.
And you've had a lot of reasons to get clean.
Okay.
You've got a daughter, for example.
Right.
It's a pretty good reason, right? You've been to detox, like 5 times. 2013, you went to detox for 1 day and you quit.
Yeah.
1 day, you quit and relapsed. 2014, you went to detox for 5 days. You completed it. You said there was no money for rehab, so you relapsed. You say it doesn't work because why?
I don't know. I mean, I say all the time how bad I want to be sober and I want to live a normal life and have sobriety under my belt, but my actions do show otherwise.
Chad says, quote, I would describe Brittany as selfish, narcissistic, a destructive addict who doesn't give a blank. I could tell they had the good twin, bad twin thing going on, and I could always see that Mackenzie was the good twin and Brittany was the evil ringleader. All Brittany does is throw blank in Mackenzie's lap to clean up. Their relationship has to be done. It has to be over with. I have told Mackenzie many times during argument, it's time to choose between me and your sister. I keep telling her that Brittany is already dead to her. So he is in her ear, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's in her ear. And
But there's truth to it, too.
to tell my sister that her twin sister is already dead
You
to her
are.
is
You
is
have
so
no
harsh.
supportive role in her life whatsoever. Everything
mean-
that you give to her is crap. Do you know how much stress that you create for her?
I do.
She's got 2 young children. to raise, plus you. I mean, she's basically become your mother. Is that fair?
No,
No, it's not. All she wants to do is get you help.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, Chad says his soon-to-be mother-in-law, Donna, is a selfish narcissist as well, who he thinks is out to sabotage her daughter, Brittany, because she doesn't want to lose custody of her granddaughter. We'll hear what she has to say after the break.
My mom has taken custody of Brittany's child and is more worried about what happens to Brittany's daughter than what happens with Brittany. My mom has been very little help on trying to get Brittany sober, because if Brittany eventually gets sober, then mom would lose Brittany's kid.
Donna completely turned her back on Brittany. I just don't know how a good mother would not be applying herself in a more productive way to get her own daughter some help.
Well, Chad says he has given his fiancée, Mackenzie, an ultimatum. Choose between him and his fiancée's twin sister, Brittany. Chad says when he marries Mackenzie in September and exchanges his vows, he does not want to be exchanging glances with Brittany because she is not welcome. Now, his soon-to-be mother-in-law, Donna, says try as he might, he will never break the bond of her beautiful twins.
Brittany's behavior is causing major problems for the whole family, especially her twin sister. My daughter Mackenzie and her fiancé Chad are very nervous that Brittany would show up to the wedding high. Brittany does have a temper. She doesn't know how to control her anger. And there is a fear that somebody at the wedding might say something to her that might trigger her.
She doesn't know my side of the family, and I don't want their first impression of her twin sister to be Brittany.
No matter how hard Chad or anyone tries, they will never be able to break the bond that Brittany and Mackenzie have. When Brittany's life really started spiraling out of control, I stepped in and I took custody of her daughter. It does upset Brittany that I am the one that has to watch over her daughter. I do cater a little more to my granddaughter than I did my own daughters. She doesn't have mommy and daddy there with her. At least my daughters had both of their parents. She doesn't. Brittany is 24 years old. She has her entire life ahead of her, and I don't want to see her throw it away.
Well, Donna, I'm glad you're here. You don't support Chad's ultimatum. He doesn't believe you have their best interest at heart. In fact, he says, and I quote, Donna is never actually there for her daughters. She is a fraud.
There are things.
He says you're an absentee mom. He says that you're not there. He says that he actually thinks you're actively sabotaging her, because if she gets well, then you don't have that baby anymore.
And actually the opposite. I want her to get well.
Yeah, but you had that opportunity to let her come after she completed treatment this last time, and you turned your back on her. You said it wasn't convenient.
She was not in treatment.
She was sober.
She was only in detox.
She was sober, and she needed a place to go. You need to help out here.
Okay. I do what I can. It's kind of hard from 1,000 miles away.
Donna,
I'm not going to
it.
keep sending her money.
Don't send her money because she uses it for drugs.
So, I mean, 1,000 miles away, there's not a whole lot I can do. Now, I did say no to her coming after detox because she takes off, she relapses. I have her 5-year-old daughter there. I'm not going to put the baby through that
What did you do when these guys were using drugs early on, 13, 14 years old?
Mackenzie wasn't using.
Yes, I was.
I knew about the, but you weren't using.
Yeah,
and if you were, that's new to me that I didn't know. She left. She went to Las
Because I've talked to
Vegas.
them. They say you weren't there because you were in a bar getting wasted and coming home drunk and not paying any attention to them.
Did you really say
No,
that?
wait, there were times that instead of going out, you could have taken the opportunity to stay home.
Well, according to Mackenzie, you worked a lot, never around. They did whatever they wanted, no discipline. And you smoked with your mother.
Once. I did do that once, yes.
At 14.
Yep, she had a job at the bar at the time, and she came home pretty drunk, and I talked her into smoking weed with me. I'll never forget it.
You told us you said she failed as a mother.
I do think there's failures, absolutely.
The discipline was absent, for sure.
I'm going to take a closer look at the twins' relationship dynamic right after the break.
So I did wonder what type of upbringing they had that would lead them to both becoming addicts at such a young age. And I guess this is kind of giving the answer to that. It definitely seems like their mother was neglectful, absent, and just not a very present parent, no discipline, like they say. So yeah, that answers my question. I was really confused about that. I think I understand Chad a little bit better now. I think he genuinely is just concerned about everyone and really wants the best for his wife. And like he said, she's the mother of 2 small children, so she does need to prioritize that. It's just sad because I don't know what Mackenzie's supposed to do in this situation. She loves her sister, it's her twin, but she also can't allow herself to be dragged down by her.
Our wedding is only 6 months away, and I am 100% adamant that Brittany has no part in this wedding.
Chad and my sister keep threatening to not let me be a part of my sister's party, and every single time they throw a threat at me, it takes a harder toll on me.
Brittany and I have always discussed since we were little that we'd always be each other's maid of honors at each other's weddings.
I just want our wedding day to be the greatest day ever.
I can't have Brittany standing next to me at my wedding if she's faded out. The only way I would let Brittany be a part of my wedding is if she stopped putting me and my fiance through hell.
We're here with Chad, who says his fiancée Mackenzie is the good twin, and he wants her sister Brittany, the bad twin, to stay away from their wedding day. He also accuses her mother Donna of being a fraud and not only helping here, but actually sabotaging the situation. I don't think you're the evil twin. I don't think you're an evil person. I think you're an addict, and I don't think you're a fraud as a mother. I don't know if you're sabotaging this subconsciously or not. I don't know. But you think you have to make a decision, right?
I think so, yeah.
And I don't think so. Go down a hypothetical road with me, okay?
Okay.
If you're at your rehearsal dinner or at your wedding and you went back to the door of the church and there was some drunk staggering around or some addict out there stumbling around and they wanted to crash the wedding, would you want people to keep them out?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want that at my wedding.
Okay, so there's a standard. You know that. She's the one that has the choice to make, not you.
Absolutely.
You have standards. She has a choice to make. That's not up to you. You don't compromise that standard for her, or her, or her, or him, or her, or him, or me. If I showed up at your wedding stumbling, I would not expect to be admitted to the ceremony.
Right.
Why should she?
I see where you're coming from.
I've been preaching that to you.
Is there any other way to look at it? Either that or you just don't have standards. You say, well, but she's my sister. Mm-hmm. Well, that's biological. If she wants to be sisterly, there's a price of admission. And let me tell you, you don't have to love everything she does to love her. You can love her and not her addict behavior. You can love her and not her dishonesty. You can love her and not her manipulation.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
She's already using emotional extortion. If you don't let me come, my life is going down an even darker path. What did I write down there?
I can't read.
Emotional extortion.
I feel like
let me
that's too
come, or
much
you're going to own
responsibility on
me
me.
going down a dark road.
It's too much responsibility on me.
She's making the decision. You're not, though. If she's not going to, follow through.
That's what I mean. I mean, her saying that to me makes me feel like she's making me responsible for her
She's been
life.
doing that already, though.
I don't want that anymore.
That's called codependency. She can't make you feel any way.
Mm-hmm. I can't help the way I feel.
Yes, you can. And I'm going to tell you how. She just said, I can't help how I feel. I said, yes, you can, and I will tell you how. I'm going to do that right after the break. Brittany says her mother, Donna, will not hand her daughter back because she's determined to be a better parent this time around. Well, we're going to talk about all of this when we come back.
Brittany's drug use, her actions, and her behavior has had a terrible effect on me and my fiance. Every time we talk about Brittany, it ends up in a fight. He's afraid that it's going to trigger me and I'm going to spiral out of control again.
The stress that Brittany brings to Mackenzie is going to cause my fiance to break. Sometimes I feel to myself that I need to postpone this wedding, or that maybe Mackenzie and I need to take a break. I am so over Brittany that I've beaten the dead horse. It is done. We need to move on.
Well, I'm back with Chad and Mackenzie. I'm suspecting right now Chad would like to pat me on my bald head because I'm probably echoing a lot of what he's been saying till he's blue in the face. They're discussing whether Brittany should be at their wedding or not. Brittany, I just spent a few minutes talking to your sister, saying she doesn't have a choice to make, you do. What do you think about what I said to her?
I can't disagree.
I'm very pragmatic. The presenting problem here is about, do you have the right, is it cruel to exclude her from your wedding? Have I been clear? Have I clarified? Have I been elucidating about this issue that takes that pressure off of you?
I feel like there is still pressure, you know, because no matter which way I go, somebody's mad at me, and that upsets me.
Okay,
I don't know how else to
you just
explain
need to
it.
decide. You either want to be a victim or a victor, because
I don't want to be a victim.
Well,
I can tell
then
you
stop
that.
playing a victim, because you're being a victim here and saying, "Oh, there's still pressure on me." Look, it's your wedding, it's your life, it's your day, and if you're going to give your power to her, then you're getting down at her level instead of pulling her up to yours. Okay? So, and how do you do? You say, "Okay, yeah, I hear you, Dr. Phil, but how do I do that?"
Right.
Okay, how you do that is two things. Number one, you got to give yourself permission to walk in the light. You got to give yourself permission to walk in your power and say, I'm entitled to the fruits of my efforts. I have worked to get myself clean. I have worked to stay clean. I have found somebody that loves me. I love him. We've made a family here. I claim the right to star in my own life. I claim the right to do that. I claim the right to do that. And then you've got to change your internal dialogue, which is, "Oh, I feel bad, and you know, she's my sister, and I'm letting her down, and you're saying that 10 speed. Zzz. It's like elevator music playing at 10 speed 24/7. And that's programming you. You've got to write down what you're saying and look at it. You're going to go, "Whoa, no wonder I feel this way." She should feel bad for not being there for me. If she didn't care enough about her daughter to get clean, what the hell makes you think you're going to make the grade?
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't think that I'm enough for her to get clean, and I have told her that in the past.
You're not. So give yourself permission to move on. You're not enough, and I'm going to tell you why and how you can change that right after the break.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Dr. Phil is getting tough with her, because she is allowing herself to stay in this victim mindset, and she is making herself responsible for her sister. Of course, her sister Brittany keeps putting the responsibility onto her, but Mackenzie doesn't have to take that on. And yeah, there's definitely a codependency, which makes sense. They're twins. So of course there's a codependency, but now is really the time for her to start creating some separation there so that she can have a life and have a wedding free of drama and addiction.
My greatest fear is that if Brittany does not get help and succeed, that my fiance is going to completely unravel at some point.
My hope is Brittany will come to live closer to myself and her daughter.
The worst outcome is that I'm going to get a phone call in the middle of the night that she overdosed and she's dead. I hope I can start somewhere fresh. I want a job, I want sobriety, I want stability.
Brittany says she has struggled with substance abuse since high school and has paid a high price, including losing custody of her young daughter to her own mother, Donna. First off, God bless you for taking this child, and God bless you for loving this child and giving this child a home, and I hope you continue to do so as long as necessary. So God bless you for doing that. You may not have been the best parent. What happened then happened then. Only time is now, and you're doing it. I don't think anybody controverts the fact that you're doing a great job with this child at this point, and just God bless you for providing stability and love and a soft place to fall for that child. So I'm glad you're doing that. So what do? You've been on a long time.
Yeah.
And people think of addiction as a psychological phenomenon. It is not a psychological phenomenon. There is a psychological component to it, but there is a big neurological component to it. It affects the brain in a big way. And frankly, if you look at the effects of the brain here, we're talking about the limbic system And the limbic system is made up of a lot of different structures. The thalamus, the hypothalamus, the cingulate gyrus, the hippocampus. There's a lot of different structures that all make up the limbic system. And that involves emotion and memory and pleasure centers and reason and all the things that go into what differentiate us as humans with emotion and consciousness. And it affects the prefrontal cortex as well. It impairs your ability to regulate behaviors, emotional processing. It impairs your memory. It impairs executive functioning, reasoning skills, problem-solving skills, planning skills. It decreases your ability to make decisions. It decreases your ability to imagine future events and interactions. It decreases your ability to respond to stressful situations. All of these things. In fact, a brain functions a lot like an Alzheimer's brain. So that means motivation and emotion are pretty much gone. Mm-hmm. Pleasure centers are really out of balance. So you're in a situation where the computer that runs the body is giving you false information. You know, this prefrontal cortex here is the executive center. This is like the administrative office that tells you what to do. It's your problem-solving center. It's what organizes all your behavior. It's problem recognition, problem solving, and then these deep structures in here make up the limbic system. This is deep brain here. And it has disrupted your neurotransmitters. It's disrupted dopamine, it's disrupted serotonin, and how these things communicate with each other. So it's just not about, I want to get in there and give her the old college try. Because your brain is not working like it needs to do.
Okay.
So that means what? That you're just screwed?
No.
No, it doesn't. There are 90 days until the wedding. So how does Brittany use those 90 days to get herself right? We'll be right back. So I've just said that your brain, the computer that runs everything, is not functioning right, so it's giving you misinformation. So what do you do about that? Can it get better? Yes, it can get better. You may not ever get back to where you would be if you had never touched a drug, but you can recover a great amount of what you're doing. I'm not going to send you to a rehab program. My team has spoken to your mother, Donna, who says that she will put you on a waiting list for community treatment where you live, but she needs to actually follow through. I don't know what you'll do and what you won't do, but I'm going to do this with you in a stepwise challenge. If you guys will come together and get you into a detox program, and you will go through that detox program and complete it to whatever criteria they have, and then you will pass 2 random drug screens in the next 7 to 10 day periods after detox, then I will step up and put you into a very high level dual diagnosis treatment program. I won't put you in some one size fits all 28 day rehab. I will put you in a dual diagnosis treatment program where they work on you neurologically, psychologically, addiction-wise, everything at the same time. Then she can earn the price of admission or not. Do you want to go down that path?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, so in this episode, we have Chad and Mackenzie who are getting married. Chad wants Mackenzie to cut off her twin sister, Brittany, who is addicted to heroin. Yeah, this is just a very sad situation, no matter how you approach it. I definitely understand why they don't want Brittany at their wedding, and especially why they don't want her to be a bridesmaid if she's still using. And they say that their mom was neglectful when she was raising them, but it does sound like she's doing an excellent job with Brittany's daughter, and I'm glad that Dr. Phil pointed that out, because that is something that should be applauded. And I know that Chad was saying that the mom, Donna, was maybe sabotaging Brittany by not letting her move into her place while she was completing detox, or after she completed detox. But I really understand Donna's reasoning that she has the 5-year-old granddaughter there, and she didn't want Brittany to come into the environment and disrupt that environment and disrupt what's happening with that child. I mean, children are very sensitive, and I think it would be very disruptive for Brittany to come into the home. Then the daughter is excited to have her mommy there, and then her mommy just disappears again to do more drugs. It's just really tough because they do have a bond. They're twins, so of course they're going to feel responsible for each other. But I think that Mackenzie does need to stop thinking that she's responsible for everything that Brittany does, and Brittany needs to stop guilt tripping her. You know, Dr. Phil was right when he said that Brittany is engaging in emotional manipulation and extortion, saying things like, if you don't let me come to your wedding, I'm going to go down an even darker path. That's insane. But it's typical addict behavior, I think, so I'm not shocked by it. But I really do hope that she takes the help that Dr. Phil is offering her, because otherwise her life will continue going down a dark path. But what did you guys think about this episode? What do you think about Brittany's addiction? Do you see her actually taking this help and doing something to change her life? I don't know if she's hit her rock bottom yet. I don't know. What do you think about Chad and Mackenzie? Do you think Chad is just trying to be considerate and mindful about his fiance, her mental health, her need to prioritize taking care of her children? Or do you think he's being unreasonable to say that she should disinvite her sister and cut her off? And what do you think about the mom, Donna? Do you think that she's actually really doing a great job stepping up now as a grandmother? You guys let me know. Drop it in the comments.